Good afternoon, KHOU Meteorologist Chris Ramirez. We started out with mostly foggy conditions and cloudy skies, and now we're starting to see that sun peek its way through those clouds, and ultimately it's going to warm us up as we head into the afternoon hours. So here's a look at our weather story. Record warmth continuing at least through today, and then we're going to start those daily rain chances, especially for this afternoon, and that's going to last at least through the start of next week. So each and every day is going to have some sort of rain chance with it, even though it might be a little bit of a isolated shower here and there. But looking at our Thanksgiving outlook, we're going to be tracking a few weather systems that are going to be training into Texas, and that is ultimately going to bring us some conditions that we could see some storms, especially areas to the west of Houston. So as far as your hourly planner, those temps today are expected to drop into the 70s, but we're going to be about 84, 85 degrees for this afternoon. So keep that in mind, that we're going to see just warm conditions through today and in through the next several days. Overnight lows dropping into the 60s and 70s. 70 degrees in the Heights, Inwood Forest at 72, 69 in Homestead, Dyersdale at 69. So some of us might even be in the 60s, especially areas south of downtown Houston. But overnight, we are expecting those conditions to remain mostly just a bit more quiet. We're just going to have to worry about the fog that will be in the picture for the morning hours. So right now, it's mostly quiet here across Texas, but that high pressure system that was keeping us mostly clear and dry, that is starting to weaken, and we're now starting to see a surging of this moisture, and especially moving in with this low that's off the coast of California. It's bringing some showers into Arizona, New Mexico, and portions of West Texas, and this system is going to continue to move closer towards the Lone Star State and eventually bring us the chance of some storms as well as some heavy rain, especially for areas west of Houston. So if you're traveling the next couple of days, you're going to want to pay attention to the forecast. You can always do that here on KHOU 11 Plus. So radar right now is showing a few specks of showers moving through northern Harris County. That's going to be the case for today, but our next rain chance will be in play, especially as we head into Thursday. That system, as it moves closer towards Texas, it's going to bring this frontal boundary moving into portions of central Texas. So along the I-35 corridor from Austin, San Antonio, even Dallas-Fort Worth, likely to get some strong storms out of this as we head into tomorrow afternoon. So if you are traveling west, keep that in mind, that we're going to see a little bit of a severe weather risk for portions of central and north Texas. However, these storms are going to fizzle out and just ultimately miss the Houston area as we head into Thursday afternoon into Friday. So I think for the most part, we can't rule out a stray storm or two making its way into the Houston area, especially northwest of town, but we're going to be mostly quiet. The Storm Prediction Center is giving our extreme northwestern counties under a marginal risk for flooding, and so we could see some heavy rain at times that really could bring some ponding on roads, especially if you are in the rural areas from Huntsville, even I-45 along 290, Brenham, even Columbus likely could see more of that storm, but we're going to be right outside of that storm risk area for tomorrow. So for the next 3 days, we have low pressure number one moving through Texas, bringing us a rain chance for central Texas and our northwestern counties for Thursday and into Friday. And then for the weekend, we are tracking our next system that ultimately is going to arrive into the central portion of the country by Monday and Tuesday of next week. And this system is looking a little bit more potent. We could see a bit more stronger conditions with this low that really could bring some strong storms to the Houston area. So something to keep an eye on, especially for next Monday and Tuesday as that low pressure system moves in closer towards Texas. We do need the rain. We are experiencing some drought conditions increasing for across southeast Texas, but Tuesday's system, which is right before Thanksgiving, likely could give some issues for portions of the East Coast U.S., especially from New York City to Boston. Even portions of the deep south from Alabama and Georgia likely could see some rain out of that. So if you're heading to that portion of the country, just keep in mind that we're going to see these training weather systems through the next few days. That's going to give us a rain chance. So if you are traveling, we might see some issues here in Houston on Tuesday, especially if flights leaving from Houston, if they're heading out towards the east, especially towards Atlanta, Chicago, Minneapolis. You could see some issues out of that, but as we head into Wednesday, we're going to be in the clear for that, but we are going to be a bit cooler, especially for the end of the work week. So here's the first look of your Thanksgiving forecast. Likely temperatures are going to be in the 60s. We're going to see mostly cloudy skies and cooler conditions with northwest winds at 5 to 15 miles an hour. So it's very well likely that this next Tuesday front could bring us a dose of cooler conditions and might even bring some fall-like conditions for us here just in time for Thanksgiving. So I think for the the most part. It's a little bit still too early to tell whether or not we're going to see zero amount of rain on Thanksgiving, but we're giving it a 20% chance because these systems are looking a little bit uncertain in terms of their timing as we head into the next few days. Weather models are just really not performing well at this current time, especially with the system that was supposed to come in this week, and as well as the one that came in last week as well. The timing has been a little bit wonky in terms of that as we head into the next few days. So we're giving it a 20% chance of a shower or two, but it's very well likely that we could definitely be looking at this gloomy outlook at least through the next 10 days as these systems move on through. So highs are going to be in the 80s. Lows in the 60s and 70s. We're not really going to see cooler conditions at least until Thursday and Friday by the end of next week. But as far as your drought report, we're seeing those drought conditions starting to increase, especially off towards portions of Montgomery County, even portions of Grimes County. So where you see those dark orange colors, that's the severe drought. That's the severe drought label, but then our extreme drought label is definitely for areas off towards the west of us, especially in and around the Columbus area. So that temperature outlook likely to be warmer than normal as we head into the next few days, but we are expecting those conditions to remain mostly just a bit dry. So as far as your 7-day forecast, expect those temperatures to continue being just rather warm and muggy for us as we are going to see this increasing humidity, but looking at those highs are going to be in the 80s for this afternoon. Still remaining rather warm for Thursday and Friday. Friday is going to be the time where we could see some of these storms, especially for the end of the work week. And then by this weekend, might even see some isolated showers moving in for Sunday. I think Saturday is going to be mostly dry, but we're just going to continue to see the surge of moisture moving in from the Gulf as that high pressure system is continuing to back down a bit. But then Tuesday is going to be our chance for the rain and storms, especially for the first half of next week. So keep in mind that weather system could potentially impact some travel plans if you are moving or if you are traveling across the Lone Star State, or if you're leaving, or if you are flying out of Houston for next week, especially for Tuesday. So right now we're seeing this cloud cover moving in. We have that low pressure system off the coast of California. That's going to be our next system. That's going to be moving into Arizona and New Mexico, eventually bringing a risk for some storms for central Texas for the next 24 to maybe the 48 hours. But we are expecting those conditions to remain mostly just a bit more active in terms of that rain chance for the end of the work week. Those storms moving in on Thursday, which is tomorrow, that is going to be mostly west of us. So if you're heading to Austin, San Antonio, even along I-35, you could be looking at some possible severe weather with that, as well as some possible minor flooding with those storms. But they're going to miss Houston. That system just not going to be strong enough to make it this far south, as well as keeping those temperatures a bit on the warmer side. So Storm Prediction Center, like I said before, is giving areas northwest of town a marginal risk for flooding. Not going to see too many issues in portions of Houston, but I think that we are going to see these isolated showers that are going to be moving in as these training low pressure systems are going to be moving into the state, especially for Thursday, Friday, and then Sunday, Monday is when our next system, and this system right here, low pressure system number 2, is going to really be the chance that we're going to see more of these stronger storms across the Houston area, especially for Tuesday of next week. So keep that in mind, that our weather conditions are going to be a little bit unsettled for the next 7 days across, not only for us here in Houston, but across the country as well. So we are looking at a rather active 7 days. We are going to see a rain chance each and every day. We're going to keep it more isolated for today and tomorrow, but we could see some more of those isolated storms making their way into our area by Friday. Saturday, Sunday, definitely seeing a chance for those showers to start creeping in by the start of next week. And then by Monday, Tuesday is going to be our day that we're going to really have to pay attention to that low that will bring a chance for more stronger storms, as well as a stronger cold front that eventually could bring us some fall-like conditions in time for Thanksgiving. And of course, we are tracking the latest weather updates when we're giving those to you as soon as we see them. And you can always stay up to date on the KHOU.com website, as well as on the KHOU 11 app. Thank you for watching KHOU 11 Plus. I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez with your extended weather forecast.